Yeah, you can do screen sharing. It is visible.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, you can do the slideshow.
Do we wait for 2 more minutes? Let's see if there are more participants.
Right. Would you like to do a slideshow of the presentation?
Okay.
Yeah, it is fine. Perfect now.
Okay. Ma'am, the screen is still visible.
The slide is visible in the slideshow mode.
Yes.
Yeah. So very good morning, everyone. We are delighted to welcome you today to our webinar here. Before we start, a very quick, brief introduction about NorthCap University. We are a progressive, multidisciplinary university which is located in the industrial hub of Gurugram. We have some participants from the Notary Public School, and it's a real walking distance away from your school premises. Our university is more than 25 years old. We have had more than 11,000 alumni and a very robust academic infrastructure, which enables us to have deep linkages with the government, the industry, the research bodies. Our university has schools of engineering and technology, School of Law, School of Management and Liberal Studies. Our state of the art infrastructure hosts a very diverse student body, and we have recently been accredited with NAC A grade, and it serves as a testimony of our focus on academic excellence and research. We are also recognized by the Bar Council of India, by UGC, and we are a member of the Indian Association of Indian Universities, a member of Association of Commonwealth Universities, and a member of the American Society for Quality. We have recently obtained a 5-star QS ranking for teaching, employability, academic development, and inclusiveness. We have also been amongst the top best performing universities as per the Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements and ranking. So today we will be focusing on the future of IT, and now I request my colleague, Dr. Nishi Gupta, to please take over.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome everyone to the webinar. So today we'll be talking of shaping future with IT. So in brief, let us first discuss why do we need IT? What is IT? What is the future that we are talking of shaping with IT? And then the technologies that actually will help us shape our future. So James W. Ross, he's a leading scientist at MIT Researchers, and he says that we think that transforming is IT. We are not transforming IT. It is the technology that is transforming you. So let's see, why do we need IT? Now, whatever is happening today, the advancements in IT that is going on, all the changes that we are seeing and feeling is the fourth industrial revolution. Now, this is different from the previous revolutions because all the three previous industrial revolutions, they were related to hardware. This fourth revolution, it is interaction. How people interact, how machines interact, how companies interact, how consumers interact, how a customer interacts. So these revolutions, these changes in the IT and the business and the companies, they are they are touching every sphere of the life, individuals, organizations, and the communities as well. They are freeing the workers of the traditional sitting job, traditional manual job, but they are not finishing the jobs. The jobs are still there, just what the job look like, what do we do in that job, that has changed. So there are a few things that we require in the future as a business, as a company, as anyone who is part of the future. As a consumer also, we require certain things from the companies that we are talking of, and these are automation. Can anyone tell me what is automation? I believe there is a spokesperson. If there are students or anyone who wants to answer, please feel free to answer it. Okay. So see, automation is, the name is suggesting, making it automatic. Automatic, I believe every one of you, they are aware of automatic cars. Yes. I have a speaker, please speak.
Ma'am, automation is a fast becoming mainstream.
Okay. Okay. So see, mainstream means what is happening today. Day to day, business is called mainstream. Automation is becoming mainstream. It means it has become part of our present. It no longer resides in our future. It is the present. Every one of you must have heard of automatic cars, semi-automatic cars, maybe. Okay. So see, automation means where we are reducing the manual job of a person and giving it to technology. That is automation. If we make a calculation orally, manually, we are counting on fingers, we are using an abacus, that is manual. If we are automating it, we are using calculators, we are using computers, that is automating. So using a machine in place of a person is automation, which is required in these days. Then we need speed. Uh, can you please mute? Okay. So if automation is there, if something is being done by a machine, it will be faster. If it is faster, I need all the components of that system to match that speed. So I need speed, I need agility. So every business, if we are talking of businesses, we are talking of companies, for students especially, if we are talking of how they want to be part of a company, how they want to apply for a job, you need this speed. So automation will need speed. And if we are automating everything, if we are using technology for everything, then of course we'll need security. As many machines as we put in our system, that much security we need. So this security, the need for security rises the need for jobs. We need people who make systems more secure. We need to make more algorithms. We need to put that security in the system. Then we need to check whether the security is working or not. Just putting in a security camera will not safeguard your home. If you need a camera, then you need a person who will do surveillance using that camera too. Then we need spend. If we are using technology, if we are using different things, then obviously we are purchasing things, we are making things, we are increasing our budget. We cannot be increasing our budget as a company without any rational decision. So to decrease this cost, we are using cloud-based services. So basically cloud-based services, you get this service without actually purchasing the service. You kind of rent it. So you're not purchasing something, you are just using it as and when you need it. Then collaboration. With everything we see today, the IT system cannot work independently. It needs a lot of help from the non-IT part of the company also. This collaboration between man and machine, the IT and the non-IT, is required in the future. Then agility. Now, if I use a robot, what will the robot do? That what I tell, something repetitive, something boring, something well-defined can be done by a robot. But if I need something that is changing, if I need to do something that does not tell me what the answer will be beforehand, something with spontaneity, something with efficiency required, then I need some soft skills. This agility is required in the technology these days. Then flexibility. Apart from the technological skills, I need interpersonal skills, I need collaborative skills, and then I need experience. These things are something that differentiate humans from machines now. So being a human, there are jobs which will help your company by using these skills. Then symbiosis. If we have machines, we have humans, we need some kind of symbiosis within them. Symbiosis means existing together peacefully and giving back to the society. So just having machines, installing them in your companies and trying to automate the work will not do. You need symbiosis between the handler of that machine, of that AI maybe, and the company. Then ubiquity. This is a very important word because this is a word we generally don't know, but we always want. Ubiquity means to be in every place. So if I need internet today, say for the simplest example, if I say internet, everybody wants to be connected. I hope most of you are using cell phones at home. You're always connected. You are on Snapchat, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, and you're on every social media. As soon as you come to school, your parents don't allow you to have a phone in the school, or you're not allowed to use that phone except for in emergent conditions. You are cut off. You feel, array, we have nothing right now. This is the ubiquity. This is the ubiquity not only in the internet, but for the IT environment. For a company to work, you need ubiquity. That is, if suppose you are a company and you have a client and your client asks for something, you cannot say, oh, I'm not connected right now. Oh, I cannot provide you something because I am not in the office right now. So to be able to be present everywhere, anytime is ubiquity. Now, with what is required and why is it required, we have some technologies that help us in achieving all these 9 things that we have just discussed to give us a bright future in IT and allow us to upskill ourselves so that we can be well versed in these technologies to be a part of that future. The first is artificial intelligence. Can someone tell me what is artificial intelligence? Can
Artificial
someone?
intelligence.
Yes, please.
Artificial intelligence is a revolutionary technology which can give any answer or automate any work. Some of the example of artificial intelligence is Chat GPT, Midjourney, and there are many more examples.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, AI, artificial intelligence. So basically what we want our machines is to reflect the intelligence of a person. Now, when I say intelligence, intelligence does not only mean knowledge. Intelligence means that you are able to apply that knowledge, differentiate things, maybe behave in a certain way based on a certain scenario, and then interact with others. That is the artificial intelligence. So I hope everyone must have used chatbots on the internet these days. Chatbot is a very basic example of artificial intelligence. Now, these artificial intelligence machines, they are created by us and they need human interaction. So also the other requirement of artificial intelligence is if a person, if a human is interacting with an AI, he or she should not be able to guess that it is AI. This is the best AI that we can work for, though it is not available yet, but we are still working on artificial intelligence and there are a lot of improvements. We are finding new strategies to make our artificial intelligence more and more like human intelligence. Anyone who's working on AI or any kind of AI system? Okay. Now see, when we talk of artificial intelligence, we also talk of neural networks, we talk of deep learning, we talk of machine learning. These things, they are related, but they are different. Okay, the level of intelligence that is provided in the machine. You give an algorithm to a machine, it will work. That is machine learning. That is your machine is learning the algorithms you are giving it to stimulate how a human works. Then when you give some analytical uh, ability to that machine, it becomes deep learning. And when we have responsive abilities in a machine, it is artificial intelligence. Then the other technology of is IoT. IoT means Internet of Things, which means that we have an internet which is not mainly made up of systems, but it is made up of day-to-day things that we are using. So when we add more things in the network apart from computers, it becomes IoT. I believe every one of you has seen a smartwatch. Many of you must be using smartwatches. So these smartwatches, they are a part of IoT. Then your TVs, rather your fans, everything that can be controlled by a mobile, by a system, by a computer, remotely or by being there. You have smart cameras, you have smart TVs, you have smart fans, smart bulbs. Your cars, even before you enter your car, you have provision of switching on your car, the AC will start and you can get into a cold car. Then you have health devices, you have smartwatches. Then you have devices which monitor your different biological systems. You have heartbeat monitor, you have BP monitor. These things, they need not be plugged separately and used. They are now embedded in a system that is wearable maybe. Such things, they are part of IoT. So even if you're not at home, you are connected with your. Now, when we talk of businesses, why do we need IoTs? Because IoTs give you information from these things. This information becomes part of the data pool on which your businesses work, on which any system works. Now, when I say system again and again, the system can be anything. It could be educational system, it could be company, it could be a software system. Basically, anywhere we need data, that is your system. So this IoT, sensors. For creating an IoT, we need sensors. So these IoTs, this system of interconnected things, they provide that data. When we talk of data and when we talk of IoT, now see, IoT is everywhere. Every person has one mobile phone, one smartwatch, and they have an AC in their room connected by a smart system. You live in a smart city, you live in a smart building, and you study in a smart school and a smart college. Everywhere when we talk of smartness, we talk of IoT, we talk of sensors, we talk of data. Imagine the amount of data that is being collected every minute of the day. Now, when we have a lot of data, see, just collecting data and dumping it, it solves no purpose. Why do we collect data? So that we can make something useful out of it. To make something useful out of it, I need to analyze it. So we have huge amount of data. When we are processing this huge amount of data, instead of calling it data science now, we call it big data and its analytics. So applying data science on huge amount of data is big data, right? I hope it is clear. In case you have any doubts, you can always interrupt me and we'll have a question and answer session in the end also. Okay. Now, now see again the word ubiquity. If I need to be everywhere every time, then I need to have this analytics with me. Now, all the technologies that we are studying right now, they are not disconnected. I cannot say that IoT is something different and big data is different and AI is different. All these, they together as a whole create a sustainable system. They together make the future of humans along with the future of IT itself. Now, the connected world. So all your world and its data, it has been datafied. Datafied means all the world now, everything can be changed into data. I have collected all the data from all the spheres of life today. Okay, now this big data, this collection of huge amount of data is analyzed by companies, by businesses, and then they take their decision. This decision making using this big data helps companies to offer better services to the customers, better opportunities to the workers, and then better rewards to the company itself. Then we have blockchain. So a few of you might be here, you must have heard the word blockchain, and as soon as you hear blockchain, you understand Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is only one of the applications of blockchain. Blockchain basically means that there are different blocks, different data connected in a chain. Now this chain has a certain property. This chain is a trustworthy chain. You have trust because in this chain, every data is visible to everyone. It is accessible to everyone. So everyone can read data, but no one has the capability to change this data. For changing something on this blockchain, you need to have consensus from other parties involved, right? So you can add data in a blockchain. You can read data from a blockchain, but you cannot edit a blockchain without permissions, without authority, without certain trust that has been given to you. So this is a very secure system. This is decentralized system, which means it has no single body controlling it. So a decentralized system where everyone is equal has more trust. Then, because it is a transparent system, transparent means everyone can see everything at every time. It makes the system more secure. And with blockchain's security, blockchain is a huge emerging technology right now. So as if we talk of opportunities in blockchain, you start learning blockchain and you will find that there are a lot of opportunities which are right now in the market. And this market is growing for blockchain because the other technologies that we have studied or that we'll see now, they have already emerged. But I believe the blockchain among these is the newest technology, though it is not newest per se, but it is the most emerging. People are understanding its importance now. Then we have autonomous things or what we call robotics. So if I say robot, we understand that there is a robot, it has a face, it has a body, it has wheels maybe, it has tiny hands, it has eyes. That is not a robot. So any automated machine that helps you something is called a robot. So when we were in the primary school, we studied anything that makes our job easier is a tool. So similarly, robot is a tool. It is an automated tool, which makes our work easier. If I want to pick something and I don't want to use my hands, I may employ a robot. If I want to say, go under the swimming pool and put a light, but I don't know swimming. In that case, I can employ a robot. So a robot, an automated tool, it can help us do things which we do not want to do manually, or which we may are unable to do manually. Putting something in a body. So see, the use of robots is not only limited to a mechanical industry. It has its use in all different type of industries, say retail. So making your bills, it can be done by a robot. Agriculture, all of you must have heard of the term drones. Drones are robots. So if I want to say, put some pesticides in my crops, but using a pesticide spray and doing it manually is a little tedious job, and also it can cause infections in the humans. So for this job, I may very well install a drone which will carry the insecticide or pesticide and it will spray over the fields. Mining, going into the inaccessible parts of a mine, can be done by a robot. Manufacturing, warehousing, keeping things in a warehouse, storage facility, can be done by robots, and it is being done by many companies these days, where the stocking of the material and bringing it to the retail, that is done by robots. And then healthcare, when we want to access veins, arteries, internal organs, those are done by robots. Now, cloud computing. I already told you cloud is a storage, is a service provider, and it gives you different facilities. So these facilities, instead of purchasing these facilities, you are borrowing them from the cloud and you are paying for the service to the cloud. Now, suppose if I talk of say a book selling company which wants to know how many books should I print this year. So all this cataloging, they need different infrastructures, they need different resources. The need for these resources, they will peak in the season when the new session starts, for schools, for colleges differently. Now, by having this data, using analytics on this data, the company will know that which month of the year needs more cataloging, needs more printing. For that, if you're automating your company, then you can use cloud service. You are not using those infrastructure all throughout the year. So you use a cloud facility. You use your resources during the peak season and then you stop paying for it. You don't pay for those services when you don't require it. So this is one of the major benefits that people are reaping from cloud. That is, they are reducing their cost. Now, when we talk of cloud, there are major companies which are providing you with the cloud computing services like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. I hope you have heard the words Microsoft Azure, which is the cloud of Microsoft, AWS, cloud of Amazon, and Google Cloud Platform from Google. So here I have told you about the major technologies that are emerging, that we are working with as part of the future. Now, if you want to be part of an IT firm, you want to be an engineer in IT, you want to have a future in IT. So see, hearing IT does not only mean that you are working in a company, you're working in a huge IT firm sitting on the desk and writing programs. That is just one facet of IT. IT today has embedded in each and every sphere of life. Can someone tell me where we are not using technology? Any field where technology is not used? So if someone comes up with an answer, kudos to you, because these days there are very limited areas where IT is not used. So if you understand what is IT, then you will be able to also explore how many options for jobs you have, not only sitting on the job, on the desk. So there was a research done in the US which told that 90% of the IT jobs were outside the technology sector. Technology sector means especially IT, where we are working on computers. So we have hospital, governments, banks, universities, and then every other facility that is making something, that is using something, that is servicing something. Everything today uses IT, and so is there a job for IT professional. Now, when you understand what kind of ITs are there, what kind of technologies are there, you will be able to understand what kind of jobs are there, which industry might employ that job, and you will be able to navigate your future better. So these are these top paying jobs in 2022. The cloud architect. Cloud architect means making a cloud, understanding the cloud, giving services to people, and then taking their problems and resolving those issues. Data scientist. We include big data here. That is, you have a lot of data, you process that data, you analyze that data, you produce information which helps businesses in taking decisions. Then cybersecurity experts, because everything is on the cloud, everything is available online. There are a lot of people who are misusing this vulnerability. They are hacking in the systems. They are misusing your information. To prevent all these, you need cyber security people. That is securing your system against cyber crime. Then DevOps experts. Now, when we make a software, developing the software, developing a product, giving it to the customer, taking the feedback and working on that feedback. These days, all these things, they go hand in hand. They are done parallelly, which is called a DevOps. Then you need a blockchain engineer where you are creating a decentralized, secure system for information to be passed among different parties. Then AI architect, creating an AI, interacting with that AI and making it more efficient in whatever application we are using it for. And then an app developer. So basically everything is IT. You need to work with IT. You need an interface so that a person who has not developed that technology can understand it. So I have a mobile phone, but I cannot use that mobile phone if I don't have that screen. Screen pe agar buttons nahi honge, where to push, what to do, I'll not be able to use my phone. So I need apps. So if you're not the creator of something, if you are not an expert in something, if you're just an end user, you will need an application to communicate with the IT. So to end it all, these are only a few things that we have discussed today. This does not summarize all the technologies available. For a student, especially, when you talk of your future after schools, there are a lot of colleges which are providing you specializations. So there are courses, specializations, and you have complete degrees. So you can do a course in a certain technological field. Now, when I say course, it means that there are third-party institutes which provide you a course. That is, you are studying something specific. Then you have complete degrees like BTech in blockchain, say, for example. It will go through the basics of BTech in computer science. You will have general courses. Then in a few years, you have specialized courses on blockchain. So when you graduate with a degree in blockchain, you will be a blockchain expert. You will be hired then in a job which is working in the blockchain specifically. If you have a general CSC degree, then you have little bit knowledge of all the technologies that we have done. Then you can have a better understanding of what you want to do later. If you have that clarity right now, you can go for a specialization from now itself. If you do not have that clarity, you can do a research, you can take some courses, you can explore different ideas. Because now see, for students especially, job is a very long period. It is a long period in a day itself. You are working 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, which will be for your whole life. You cannot be just simply doing anything that has been told to you, or something on a fancy or a whim that, okay, let's do this. Make a very thoughtful decision right now. Take guidance from the experts, from your teachers, from your parents, from people around you who are working in the field. You go for colleges which give you that kind of education that will help you take your dream job. And then you apply in the companies that offer you a job role which suits you. So I think that's all for now. Any questions?
You can write the questions in the chat box also if required. Anyone has any questions?
Now, see, when we talk of programming languages, there is a huge pool. So if I say that you learn XYZ programming language for Web3, that will be a very unfair answer to you. So you need to study also. See, these days, Python, JavaScript, and Java-based languages, they uh, they are all working hand in hand. See, as I told you that neither of the technologies is working independently. So for the programming language, you can start from a basic programming language, and as per the application, as per why you require it, it will be changed. So everything these days, when we talk of technology, you need to understand the application first, that why we need to learn something, and then you learn it. So see, just having knowledge of everything does not work these days. Everything is very specific. Everything is very application oriented, very result oriented. So you need to know what you want to learn something for. If you want to create a web, then you need the basic languages, HTML, JavaScript, CSS. Then you can go on building what kind of uh, application you are building, and then you go for more. Any other questions? You can please unmute and ask the question too.
I think Neha is typing a question. Neha, you can unmute yourself and speak. That's not a problem. Dr. Nishi, you want to stop sharing the screen?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think these students are sitting in their auditorium or hall somewhere in the school. So, okay, no questions. Fine. So we have in any case mentioned the email IDs. In case you are interested to write to us on an individual level, please feel free to do so. And we'll be happy to have you over on our campus as well and have a one-to-one interaction if required. So I am grateful that you could all join in.
See, if you're not having any questions, I can give you a tip. Some technology name that you have heard of and I have not mentioned, you can ask me, ma'am, what is this kind of technology? Where do we use it? Where can we see the practical implementation of these technologies? Because what I have done in my slides is that I have touched the introduction for every technology so that if you have heard the name, you could make a relation with what it is. So anything that I have missed on, you can ask me. It is not necessary that you ask me from my slides. Anyone who has decided what they want to do in future, you may ask career related questions, anything, I'm available here.
I think you have answered all their questions very well. So we can leave it at this then. And in any case, we've given the email ID. So in any case, any of you wants to reach out, please feel free to do so. On behalf of NorthCap University, I'm extremely grateful that you could make it today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Nishi. And okay, there is somebody who says, I want to
Okay.
join IIT for engineering. So, ma'am, would
Okay,
you like to
now,
answer?
yeah, sure. So see, first of all, you say engineering, it's a very huge word. There are a lot of things that you can do as an engineer. We have different branches in engineering, computers engineering, electronics, electricals, mechanical, civil, designing, production, printing. There are a lot of engineering. So if you want to go in IITs, I am making a very wild guess that you are trying for CSE or electronics or mechanicals. First of all, if you want to join IIT, please start focusing on your studies. It is good that you start from ninth because ninth onwards, you have major of the basics in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So these three subjects, they focus more on engineering. You need mathematics, physics, and chemistry. For engineering, obviously, if you are a CSE engineer, you might not need chemistry that much than you required math. If you are a physical engineer, then you will need physics more. So depending upon what kind of engineering you want to go for, you should focus on certain subjects in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Then you should also focus on different books that give you knowledge in that subject, which is higher than what is taught in school. So see, if you study what is taught in school, you will learn your basics. You study on your own, you will study more than everyone else, which is required for an IIT. You need that edge over the others. Then you can go for competitive books which have uh, college level questions. They help in the IIT entrances. And then you go for previous year questions paper. So see, everything when you want to get into the IIT is first of all making it clear what you want to study and then studying very hard for. I hope that answers your question. Now, see, if I say latest and fastest technology, there is none and there are all. As I told you that all these technologies, they are the latest. Latest does not mean that it has emerged just yesterday. Latest means what we are using these days and what we are developing to be used in days to come. That is latest, and everything is fast today. See, we do not have anything fastest. Everything is fast. If I teach my son something today, he'll not be using it maybe 3 years later. So you cannot say fastest. And also, it is not the case that you learn something today and it will uh, become obsolete 3 years later. It will emerge, it will change. So whatever is available today, you juice out from that. You make the best of it, you learn the basics, and then as soon as it emerges, you upskill yourself. So technology is changing so fast that we need to keep up with technology. We need to upskill and upgrade ourselves. So these technologies that I talked in my PPT, they are the emerging trends. They are the trends of today. We do not know what will be the future. We can just try to adapt ourselves so that we fit into that future. We know that these are the technologies of today. So somehow new technologies will be created from these only. So you understand what is the technology of today. You keep on changing with the changing technology and you will reach the future. What can be created? See, that is what I'm saying, that what we are doing here is preparing for future. We cannot know what kind of jobs will be there tomorrow, but one thing is certain, that all the things that can be automated, all the jobs that are done by us today, they might not exist tomorrow. They might be overtaken by robots, by automated machines. So the jobs that will never be taken by a robot, hopefully, are the analytical skills, the soft skills, the interaction, the interpersonal skills. So in addition to working on your technological skills, you need to work on your soft skills also. Because till date, soft skills is the only thing that we cannot make a machine learn. The humanity in the humans, that is the only thing that is differentiating us from the machines till date. So if we do not have a machine which can act on its own in the future, I think we are all good to go. And then we can be working on all the jobs. So definitely the jobs for creating AI, creating technology, maintaining technology, handling technology, adapting technology, making the technology more efficient, they are all ours. They are the jobs of the future. You might not be required to take a box and keep it in the shelf, but of course, you will need to supervise those robots working in your manufacturing. And then on the floor, you are required to have some humans who will interact with your customers in a way that a chatbot can never. What is mine engineering? I believe it is the engineering of mining, but mining. Now, see, mining, we have one is mining engineering. That is, you go to a place, you dig a mine, and then you bring out coal and diamonds from there. So, but I believe it's not that mining. Then we have a data mining engineering. That is, you have huge amount of data. You need to analyze that data. You create more information from that. That is also called mining. So if you can clarify which mining are you talking about, I can maybe explain a little more if you require it. Data mining, is it? So see, for data mining, you need to understand what is a database, then what is a data warehouse, then what is data mining. So database is somewhere where we keep our data, store our data. Now databases have also evolved a lot. From basic file system, we have relational databases. These days, we have non-related databases because the type of data is changing from just words and numbers and uh, um, the structured data. That is, everything was defined. This was the name, this was the age, this was the salary, this was the address. From this kind of data, we have shifted onto a heterogeneous data where we have pictures, we have documents, we have unrelated data, we have one kind of data for a person, we have another kind of data for the person. So we have different types of data, hence we require different type of storage. You can study about MongoDB. If you talk of data these days, then we store data and then we use that. So using that data to create more information is data mining. Okay, what is crypto mining? Now we are talking of, I hope, Bitcoins. So I told you that Bitcoin is just an application for blockchain. Now there are different kinds of blockchains. For crypto mining, you have to create a blockchain. On that blockchain, you are working on finance. You are actually dealing with the real money. And crypto mining, when the blockchain was introduced, when Bitcoin was introduced, there were certain algorithms. So for working on that algorithm, solving puzzles, doing some tasks, they gave you certain points. Those points, they could actually be translated into physical money when using the blockchain. So this is crypto mining. This is not an engineering field. This is part of technology, but this is not what you get taught in schools and colleges. For this, you need to learn blockchain. You need to learn what is a Bitcoin, how to work on that blockchain, and then you mine money from it. Pleasure. Any other questions? Thank you.
Great. Then I think we can wind up. So thank you very much, everyone. On behalf of NorthCap, I'm grateful that you could be here today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Nishi.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day,
Thank you.
everyone. Let's see how many of you actually make use of these technologies that you have learned today. Hope to meet you soon someday. Good day all.